For the final active choices prompt, we're going to talk about the idea of space. Now, normally, when you take pictures of a subject, when you think and you see something that you want to take a picture of that's interesting, I find that for some reason this white object on the white backdrop could make for a really compelling image. And I could explore different camera angles, I could explore different distances, I could explore different orientations. All of the active choices we've talked about. But every one of those choices that I have right now is me taking a direct picture of the object that I have that I find that's interesting. But one of the active choices we have is to explore space in a different way. Rather than thinking about taking a picture of your object directly, look around the space that you have. Look for opportunities to put something in the way, something in the foreground of your scene to photograph the object in a different way. And by doing this, by framing the object with something in the foreground, we develop this sense of space. The lamp in the foreground becomes a foreground element. The object becomes the middle ground element. And the cabinets in the back become a background element. Now, personally, I think that maybe that bottle could be a little closer to differentiate itself from the background a little bit more. But if I take this picture, this has a greater sense of depth and space than if I would have just come here and taken this picture of the object itself. So with this last scenario, the last active choice that I want you to do, I want you to explore finding something interesting to take a picture of, taking a picture of it. Definitely go ahead and use camera angle and distance to your advantage, orientation. Think about that orientation and how it fits and works. But then immediately look around the environment and find other angles and points of view that would put something in the foreground of your picture so that we have a foreground element, the object is the midground, and then there's things behind it to create a background. You have three planes or three levels of space in the photo. My hand being a foreground element right now. Now I didn't go find this, I just put this hand here, and maybe you have to do that. Maybe you have to put something in the foreground. But my hand is very, very close to the camera right now. And your foreground element should be. And it should take up a significant portion of the frame. So I have a foreground element, again, a midground element, which is my object, and a background element, which starts to develop a sense of depth and space in our photos.